uh, uh, there's so much coming out of this conversation, and I would really want to have to continue this, but there is a paucity of time. So some questions which are very relevant to the topic of the session, so I'll rather we went a lot here and there. So Sandeep, as Spider-Man in his movie said that with great powers come great responsibility. So if someone is an aspiring VC, what would you tell them? What are your responsibilities? Yes, we heard a lot. We discussed about that. We should, as I said about what we should ideally should be doing. But obviously there are things which we see differently. So what are the responsibilities that come when you're a VC?
You know,
Your base.
yeah, I would say that. Look, first of all, I think there's a bit of a misnomer that the VC is the power center of some sort here. I think that look to build a business, you need most importantly, you need an entrepreneur with the energy, passion, tenacity, resilience to fight through and build something. When we look at, let's start with the entrepreneur's perspective. Once you have the entrepreneur, and I think Ridesh's story is fantastic because it's great. Venture money is actually the last source of money that you should go for. It would be the best first source of capital is to be born rich. The next best source of capital is to, let's say, have your friends and family give it to you. The third is debt, and then the fourth is venture capital, in my opinion. Because when you take venture capital, you're giving up a piece of your pie, you're giving up a piece of your vision, you're bringing a partner in. And so all of those things require compromise, require adjustment, require changing your perspective and aligning with somebody else's view as well. Now, again, if you look at the sort of value chain that exists here, as a VC, I've taken money from someone else. More likely than not, they've taken money from someone else. So we have a chain of people whom people have made promises to around, okay, this is a time frame and a manner in which we'll generate a certain amount of return. So as you as an entrepreneur step into the game and say, okay, look, I'd like to take money from this venture capitalist, you should understand that you're now signing up to a different game than just building the business that you're paid. And so if you ask me the responsibility of the venture capitalist, I think it's to make all of this very clear to the entrepreneur. Because as we've talked about here, it's been made to seem like raising capital from a VC is the end-all, be-all of existence. And, it definitely isn't. And it definitely, equally an IPO is not the end game of a business, as Ajay pointed out there also. These are all steps along the journey. And so I think what's really important as an investor to an entrepreneur, and to your point on what responsibility comes, is communicating with clarity what it all means. Explaining to an entrepreneur what this journey is going to be about, how it comes together, and then taking a call together whether or not it's the right decision to work on. Because there are businesses that are phenomenal. Ritesh is a great example. I would much rather have had his personal return myself than necessarily wait for the returns that are going to come from my fund over here, right? But it doesn't get recognized as often, and people don't strive for that opportunity to build a company, get a 200 crore exit, and say, listen, I own the whole company when I got it, and I got liquidity, and I'm able to do other things in my life. So I think this is the responsibility, the most important one.